To me, having a quality defensive catcher is the #1 ingredient to getting deep into the playoffs. And realistically, as a quality defensive catcher, you don't have to do every little thing, right? You just have to control the game and do the things that you need to do to make an impact. So whatever that is, if it's Yachty throwing out runners, if it's d'Arnaud with his framing, if it's guys like Will Smith who throw the ball well, there are different ways that you can impact the game, but realistically, you have to control it. You have to do a good job of coming in and making sure that your team, you know what the game plan is. You know where guys are supposed to be lined up defensively. You know what they're supposed to be doing. You move them if need be. You get them to where they need to be. And when you have a chance to impact the game, like these guys have done in the past, you get to do this. You get to celebrate. You get to win championships. That experience, that ability to control the game, and the ability to affect the game in those ways on that side of the field is what makes these guys elite and gives these teams the best chance to win.
You know what I think about? So let's say, Jake on the mound in the playoffs, and you want him to have his best stuff and his mind right. Like, what would tick you off more than, a passed ball or your catcher not getting the job done on some throws? Any of those little things that happen in the regular season, but they're magnified, like what he's talking about.
Oh, yeah, they can't happen in the postseason. And without question, the reason we talked about Jose Quintana's success over there, his pairing up with Yachty Molina and having Yachty Molina 4 times I was in the playoffs, and every time I played the St. Louis Cardinals, every time Yachty Molina, Mike Matheny, and then he handed it off to Yachty Molina.
I'm sorry.
These guys did not make the wrong pitch. It didn't matter who was on the mound, just having a guy behind the plate that runs and manages the game. I think about David Ross and I think about Buster Posey and some of the best two I play with. David Ross now managing the Cubs because of what he could do behind the plate. Again, we won 2 championships. Saltalamacchia had an incredible year, and David Ross ended up starting a few games down the stretch because of how important he was in getting the pitching staff. And then obviously he ran into some balls too there, Rossi. And then Buster Posey. And those 3 championships in 5 years, when again, you just can't. Greg Amsinger said, the Giants have to move Buster to first base if they're going to continue to win. It was just the opposite of that. We were winning because he was thinking through every pitch, making sure that the pitcher, when he needed to calm down, was calmed down. Again, hitting that chest right here. The catching position.
You develop that trust, that rapport, and it's so important to have that in the playoffs. I think of another guy, Austin Barnes, a couple of years ago, before Will Smith burst on the scene. Yasmani Grandal was their guy all season, but they needed a guy back there that these pitchers trusted and that could go back there and perform defensively, and it became the Austin Barnes show in those moments. Now it's more Will Smith because the guy can do both. He hits and does well back there defensively. So it just underlines how important that position can be defensively for your team.
We don't hold back here. Same thing. Yankees, Gary Sanchez for years. First 100%. Year that he's not with them, so we'll see what that looks like.
Every pitch is a rally. Every pitch in the playoffs tonight will be one pitch. And the catcher is calling, framing, every part of that for all night long.
Yeah, and later in the rounds, too, you'll see Maldonado and Christian Vasquez, 2 of the best in the biz, both with the Houston Astros as well.